Hello, people. Hello, welcome. That's nice to see. I've just been doing a little bit of editing, and I wasn't really looking at YouTube. And when I came on to turn the camera on, I saw there was a nice little conversation going here on the right-hand side of my screen. That's good. Good to see you're interacting with each other. Hi, how are we all? Are we okay? Bit warm, isn't it? It's cooled off a little bit today, though, which is a good thing. Who have we got? Vincent's here. Troopers Travels is here. Alice is here. Linda's here. All familiar names. Welcome all. Now, this is supposed to be a members only meeting tonight, but I've changed that, and that will become apparent in a few moments. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to turn up. I will be on my own for this one. Nikki is currently working in the kitchen and won't be able to join me. So for the next half an hour, you've just got me. You've just got me, I'm afraid. Nikki's here watching from the overtime cupboard. I like that, Nikki. Nikki's here in spirit, but can actually watch from the other room, I suppose. So, okay, I think we've got enough people in now. We've got 14 in. I've got a couple of things I want to talk about. One thing in particular, which I gave you a little teaser about earlier, and a couple of other things. Just before I do, though, I'm just going to put a link in this chat. There you go. That link there is for the eBay listing for my high vis, which is currently up for auction, as you know from last week. It's had a few bids. It's had, I think it's 9 bids it's had. And I think it's up to about 11, 12 pounds, something like that, the bid, which is pretty good. I didn't expect it to get that much. And it's still got a full 4.5 days left yet. So if you fancy a bid, click on that link, and it may be winging its way to you eventually. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win it at the moment. So, yeah, fantastic. Right, let's get to it then. So what was I on about earlier with BBC Radio Derby? So basically, last week, I had an interview with Rob Rose, the guy who interviewed me before for Radio Nottingham. And he was meant to do a show on Bow Radio, which I told you about last Thursday, but it never actually happened. I did the interview with him, but it didn't go out on Bow Radio on Thursday as it was supposed to. I assume it's coming next week. But one thing he did while we were there is he used Teams. I've heard of Teams, but I don't use it. I have no idea how to use it. Some kind of app or something like that. And he was able to get in contact with someone from BBC Radio Derby to see if they would want to do some kind of story on me, as it were. And the answer was yes, they did. So I've had to wait all week for a text from them because I wanted to know what they were planning with me, which is why I couldn't go to Amber Valley this week, because what they want to do is they want to do exactly what Rob did with me last year, in that I'll be live on the radio next Monday. So a week today, I'll be walking around the village with them following me, and every so often they'll cut in and I'll be live on BBC Radio Derby. I can give you times for this. I'm going to be with them from 7 until 9 o'clock. So for 2 hours, I'm going to be doing 2 villages with them. If you're from Derbyshire, you might know these. Horsley and Holbrook are the 2 I'll be doing. They want to spend an hour in one and an hour in another with me. And I'm going to be live on the radio for four times. 4 times I'll be live on the radio, which is a bit nerve-wracking, but, I've done it before, so it should be okay. The best thing about the text I got, though, was the guy was saying to me, they want to do a big feature, a really big feature, because they think the idea is great and they want to really push you. So that's the nerve-wracking part, to be honest. I don't know quite what they've got planned, but apparently I'm going to be the star of the show next Monday on BBC Radio Derby. So, yeah, tune in to their breakfast show next week, between the hours of 7 and 9, and you'll hear me going around some Amber Valley villages. So that's that. That's why I'm not going to Amber Valley this week. Now, because of that, I had no idea until earlier today where I was going to go this week. I can now tell you where I'm going to go this week. I've decided to do the other 3 that remain in Newark and Sherwood, except Newark. So the only 3 that are left are Reneth, Blytheth, and Lyndhurst. So I'll be going down there on Wednesday to knock off those 3, and that will leave just Newark. And you know when that's going to be. That's going to be the 15th of July. I might hop across the border if I've got a bit of time into the likes of Gedling to see if I can knock off the likes of Papelwick or Limby or Newstead or something like that. But I haven't really looked at them yet. So Alice is saying 45 minutes of Motown. If you don't know what that's about, this is to do with Bow Radio on Thursday when that interview was meant to be on there. It's meant to be Rob Rose's show on a Thursday night between is it between 8 and 10, Alice? I think it is, yeah. And because he wasn't on there, we didn't know what to expect, and we were sat listening to it, and we just got 45 minutes of Motown instead. Because for some reason the show didn't happen last week. I don't know why. So yeah, it was excruciating, I think was the word Alice used to describe it. If anyone else listened to it, I do apologise. Rob didn't tell me when it was going to go out, so nothing I could do about it. Quite frankly, nothing I could do about it. I imagine it'll be going out this week on Thursday, so I'll be on there at some point, I would have thought. But the big thing, of course, is I will be on Radio Derby next week, so that's the important part as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, Reneth, Blytheth and Lyndhurst, I'll do them on Wednesday, and if I've got time, I'll go across into Gedling. I did consider going across into Mansfield to do Warsop, Alice, but I've decided against that because it's a bit big to do with Reneth and Blytheth because they're big. Lyndhurst isn't so big, but, you know. That's what I'm going to be doing this week. So as a result of all of that, the schedule's going to have to move around a little bit. I haven't worked out how I'm going to do it, but some things will need to move to accommodate for all of this. Because at the minute, if I just go with what I've got at the moment, it wouldn't work. There would be gaps. I'm talking about my spreadsheet, which is my sort of Bible, if you like, as to what comes out when. Because of all this, I will have to change some bits, but I don't know what yet. And for the next couple of weeks, everything's normal. I will let you know, of course. Okay, so right, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I'll be honest with you. So for the next, we've got 22 minutes, haven't we? We've got 22 minutes until past. You're free to ask me anything, I suppose. That includes you, Nikki, if you want to ask me stuff. But Nikki actually knows more than anybody else at the moment, so I don't know more than anybody else at the moment because you never bring it to me. I don't know whether you heard that. That's just Nikki saying something in the background to me. Newstead's the best one. I don't know much about Newstead, Alice, to be honest. As far as Gedling goes, I've never really been into it. I don't know much about it, quite frankly. It's a part of Nottinghamshire I'm not familiar with. It really isn't. Pleased to getting recognition by local radio. Thank you. Parish notice board in Blytheth is across from the Premier shop. I shall leave a card on that. Advertise your high vis when you're on the radio. Certainly will. I've bought my new one, by the way. It's in the post. It cost me a little bit less than my current one did, actually. That one that you're currently bidding on cost me 23. This one that's coming was only 21 for some weird reason. it's not really logoed up any differently either. It's got the usual sort of bits and bobs that you're used to seeing with a couple of extra added bits. It's a different color. It's not yellow. It's not yellow. So when it turns up, I'll show you it maybe on one of these meetings, or maybe in a special short or something. It's not pink, Richard. No, I didn't go for the pink one. I basically had a choice of about 4 or 5 colors: yellow, orange, pink, blue, and black. And there was no way I was going for the black one, because in the summer that would kill me. So it's one of the other ones. Why did I want a new one? Well, that's fairly simple to answer, because my current one, you can't see this in my videos, but it's got quite a few sort of snags and holes and tears in it, where I've caught myself on tree branches and gate posts and God knows what else. It's definitely getting a bit past its best. It's been faithful to me. There's no two ways about that. It really has. It's done its job from day one, and it still does do its job. But it's getting a bit worn out now, and so time for a new one. Time for a bit of a refresh, I think. So, is it orange? You'll have to wait and see, Carol. You'll have to wait and see. Be on eBay. Someone is taking the bid off a couple of times. Do you know what, Jade? That has annoyed Hannah to high heaven, because with it being Hannah's eBay account, I have my own, but I haven't logged into it for eons. I've done it on Hannah's, and every time someone places a bid on eBay, of course, you get an email. And so there's this one person who keeps putting a bid of £16 on and then retracting it. And this has been going on for a couple of days. And Hannah, of course, is getting the emails every time, and it's getting really annoyed. So it'd be good. It would be good if someone just put like a massive bid on and just had done with it, would stop then. Just thinking though, does Newstead Abbey fall in Newstead Village or in Ravenshead? That's a good question. I've got the map in front of me here, actually, because I've just been writing a script for an episode I made last week. I'll just have a look for you, because while I've got the map in front of me, I may as well tell you. So Newstead Abbey is apparently Newstead Village, not Ravenshead. Apparently it's Newstead Village. That answers that question. So that'll be in the Newstead episode then. It's very close to Ravenshead though. I'm just looking at the map here. It's more towards Ravenshead than it is Newstead, which is a bit odd. Let's have a look, see how far that boundary comes down. I love boundaries. I like to work to them. Let's see. Yeah, it's right on the boundary. Actually, it is on the Newstead side, but it's very close to the Ravenshead boundary. Ravenshead's a big place. I'd be doing that on Wednesday. That's too big to try and do with Reneth and Blidders. Massive. So. Okay, liked the video of Ian with you and Nikki on the main grave in the church. The Reverend's daughter, the age was spelt wrong. There's a name block on to correct. Tell Nikki. Interesting. The name. I don't understand that, because Nikki didn't have any text in her video. I don't believe. Oh, Nikki has appeared. Have you got a little break, Mrs.?
Yeah, I've just dropped in from the overtime cupboard. I've just sent it off.
Oh, well, now you can say hello.
Hello, everybody. It's come to something when I have to tune into a parish meeting to find out what my husband's up to.
Am I in the doghouse?
Yeah. Hello, hope everybody's well. I am in the overtime cupboard, but I will be in the chat. So I'm not going to be, regularly on here. But yeah. I am around and I am hearing you. What did you say about Tell Nikki? What was going on there?
Oh, it's this about the little Eam video you did with the graves.
In the church with the Reverend's daughter, the age was spelt wrong. Oh right. Oh.
Okay.
not yet, Richard. When the overtime is done, I am in the beer.
The same mango
Hi,
beer again.
Jade.
That same mango beer again. Still got plenty of that. Actually.
Hello, Mrs. T. Ryan. You don't want to know. Do you know what? This is the only way I can find out what his schedule is because he doesn't tell me.
I'm just sat here, just minding my own business.
Yeah, well, you know, you're in trouble.
Am I? You knew about Radio Derby. I told
No,
you.
I didn't. You didn't tell me.
I did.
You did not.
Never mind. You know now.
Did not know what your plans were.
Well, I didn't until earlier today, to be honest with you. I had no idea.
Right, I better chuck off back to the overtime cupboard.
Okay.
I'll be in trouble.
All right then. You're only there for another few minutes, aren't you?
Half an hour.
Half an hour. Okay. There you go. That's put me in my place, hasn't it? To be fair, I didn't know until earlier today what I was going to be doing this week. I had no idea.
I'm listening to you.
Simply because I know. Simply because of that text I was waiting for. So to be honest with you, it's been a bit of a weird week actually. Having to sort that out and also get through all this lot that I filmed last week. I mean, last week I was in Rutland and South Kesteven and Ollerton and Booton, which is a very strange combination, I know. But, you know, I've got through them all almost. There's some interesting stories that have come out of this lot as well. Some of the Rutland videos were very interesting. I think you'll enjoy them. I've got one left to finish, and that's the script I was writing, and that was Colsterworth. If anyone knows Colsterworth, it was the birthplace of a very famous scientist. Let's see if anyone can guess who that scientist is going to be when the episode comes out. There isn't going to be a Tales From, so you have to wait for the actual episode. Have I done Rufford yet? Yes, I have. That came out last Tuesday. So it's the latest Newark and Sherwood episode that's up. No ghost, Richard, just some spirits. I like that. What kind of spirits, Nikki? I like a bit of vodka myself. Not a big drinker. Oh, who's this come in? It's our Lauren. Hey, Lauren. Oh, maybe I'm not going to bring my own. Here's Lauren. Hey. Been out with a friend. Looking a bit exhausted. It's still warm outside, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, how are you? You okay?
Yeah.
Good. We're all very quiet in here tonight. There's not much activity. There's only a few people really that are pointing the questions. Do you know, I worried about this a couple of weeks ago because Nikki told me I was a bit stupid with this because I just finished the meeting a couple of weeks back and I was saying to her afterwards that these meetings aren't sort of interactive enough. They don't feel interactive enough. Can we play some sort of game or something like that? And Nikki's opinion on that was there's nothing broken, so don't try and fix it. But I like to be talking constantly. Just so I like to be interacting with people. But at the minute it's a bit quiet. I'm kind of lost for words, really. So what have we all been doing lately? What have we all been up to? Apart from watching me, which I'm sure is top of your list. That was sarcasm. What have we all been up to? What have we been doing? Why don't you eBay your Hoovers and sign them? Now, actually, Richard, I can't do that for two reasons. Firstly, if Lauren just hops out of the way a second, you can see two Hoovers there, right? One of them, the blue one, is not ours. That is borrowed from somebody up the street, and we still haven't given it back. The other one, the white one, is brand new, which is the reason why we borrowed the blue one, because the one we had before went kaput. So I'm not about to give away that one, quite frankly. So I can't do that with either of them, or else I wouldn't be able to clean the carpet. So there we go. Talking of drinking, I'm currently on a whiskey diet. Last week I lost 4 days. I like that. I like that. 31, Carol? Blimey. 31. I think the most it got to was 29 up here. So I know it's only 2 degrees difference, but the thing is, 30 degrees in this country doesn't feel like 30 degrees, does it? It feels more like 40, 50. You know, if you go abroad, 30 degrees feels like 30 degrees. But here it's Satan's armpit, isn't it? It's amazing. It's amazing. Nice visit to Brodsworth today. Lovely gardens. Indeed, Mike. Indeed, indeed. Brodsworth Hall did feature in the Brodsworth episode. I got a bit lucky with that. I didn't realise I could actually film the hall from where I was. So that was a bit of a bonus. I do remember that was a good episode, actually. I enjoyed that one. I am selling items on my eBay in 2 weeks now. What are you flogging, Jade? You're not going to be flogging a high vis, obviously, like me. I just wonder whether or not the winning bid on that. I wonder whether or not the winning bidder should have it in a frame. Maybe. I'm going to put a message with it. I've already signed it, by the way, on the back, on the logo. That's been done. I'll add the message underneath. What was that? Hang on, the boss is talking to me again. What was that, Nikki?
She said stop complicating things.
Stop complicating things, says Nikki. All right, fair enough. Signed towel. Oh, Richard, speaking of towels, Lauren, could you grab my bag down from on top of the door? The Guess Where I Am I did last week. Only one person has got this up to now. I tell you what I'll do. If anyone wants to have a go at this now, right here, you can. And I'll put you into the drawer. The bag there, that one. Yeah, that one. Yeah. I bought a tea towel from inside a church I went to last week. It was looking at me. I was, kind of thing that you couldn't resist buying. And I just thought to myself, I'll put that in the Guess Where I Am. And if anyone can guess where the church is, you can have the towel. And when Lauren's got my bag down, I'll show you the towel. The one I actually showed you was a different one to the one you're going to get. But I think for the most part, the design on it is the same. So I've got to be very careful here because the village's name is kind of half visible there. So I'm just going to hold it up as best I can. Right. You can see here, look. That's the towel there. There's part of the church here. Now, in the short I did, the towel I showed you in that episode wasn't in one of these bags, and I was able to unfurl it, but I don't really want to open this, if I'm being honest with you. So if I can somehow make that move, which I can, hopefully. Preparation is key on that. There you go. You can see there, look, the church spire. Now, I can't show you the top of this because otherwise you'd see the village's name. So if you can guess where that church spire is, where that church is, I'll put you in the draw to win this thing. So you've got 7 minutes until the end of the stream. If no one gets it, it'll be winging its way to the one person who has actually got it, which I was surprised at. Actually, surprised someone actually did get it. So it's quite a large tea towel. If it's the same size as the one I showed you, I think it's like must be at least that. A big one. No, I didn't get it from Shoe Zone, Richard. That's my bag of tricks, which I take with me all the time. It's got all my stuff in it. It replaced the little over-the-shoulder bag which Trevor Halstead gave me because that got a hole in it. So I couldn't really use that anymore because how I discovered that, I was walking down the street one time, and of course I kept my batteries in it, and I all of a sudden heard this like bang behind me. I was like, what the heck was that? And my battery pack had fallen out, and I was like, oh dear, I don't want to be doing that because I don't want to lose my batteries. So I got rid of that bag now, and I've replaced it with that Shoe Zone bag, which just sits in the car. Doesn't come around with me. Doesn't really need to. To be fair, I've got enough pockets to carry everything I need to carry with me. I mean, my little battery pack which holds 2 of them, just goes in my pocket. So should be okay. Right, so we've got 5 minutes left. Anybody else? Any other questions you want to fire at me? I will answer them all, or try to. Has anyone got any questions for Lauren? Lauren, who does appear in the occasional video, hasn't appeared in one for a bit actually, but we're gonna change that when we go on holiday in July, aren't we? We're going to West Sussex in July to a place called Pagham, which is near Bognor Regis. And I shall be taking the camera with me, and I shall be doing something while I'm down there. I may as well.
Don't forget the one with the meet and greet as well.
Sorry, Lauren?
Don't forget the one where we're doing the meet and greet.
Oh, you mean Newark? Yeah, Lauren will be in the Newark episode as well. So when you come and see us in Newark Castle Gardens, we'll have this one with us. Hannah will be with us as well, and so will Nikki. So we'll virtually all of us be there. Victoria won't be there, but that one's camera shy anyway, so it wouldn't make much difference. How many miles are you walking on your travels? That's a really good question. Well, I can kind of give you an idea. My routes are all done in kilometers, as you see from the end of my videos. I just prefer that to miles for some reason. So I can give you a bit of a clue, I suppose. In Ollerton the other day, on Thursday, that route was 13.39 kilometers. It was definitely one of the longest ones I've ever walked. I was completely knackered at the end of it. So that was a tough one. But generally speaking, they're not as long as that. I'm just going to flick through some of my recent routes. There's the Ollerton route. I don't know whether you can see it. There it is, Ollerton and Booton right there. If anyone knows it, got a preview of the route there. I know it's back to front, but 13.39 kilometers that, including going through the Pitwood, which was a blooming big hill. So former colliery spoilt it. Little teaser for you there. So yeah, I mean, this was Costworth. This was the day before. There you go. And that was 5.48 kilometers. That took me 2 hours nearly. So, you know, but that's more typical. In fact, that's probably more of the higher end. Ollerton is sort of exceptional, but the sort of higher end of what I normally do in sort of average size village is about that. But all the others I did last week, I mean, 2.98 in Skillington, 1.33 in Stainby, 1.69 in North Witham, 3.51 in South Witham. You know, so, you know, generally speaking, if I'm doing 20 kilometers a day, I think that's about average, to be honest with you. So I need to be sponsored by Shoe Zone. To be honest with you, the amount of shoes I get through, I wouldn't be surprised if that would actually be a good idea. So ran out of time on the last one. Any plans for Cumbria and the Lake District? Not yet, no. I haven't really looked at Cumbria yet, to be honest with you. I might be able to get there later this year, though. Possibly. I did have a little idea a few weeks ago, maybe it might have been months now thinking about it, to do something on the Cumbria-Durham border so I could knock off both those counties, you know, but yeah, nothing yet. So how many do you think you've done since you've started? Well, it's not quite 1,000, but it's getting there. The 1,000 village episode will be on November the 7th because I've already. Oh, how many kilometers? Okay, I don't know, to be honest with you. A lot, a heck of a lot. Probably more than the average person. But I've started answering that question, so I may as well finish it. So I'm nearly 1,000. The 1,000th episode will be on November the 7th because I've already worked that out, provided I keep putting one out every day. November the 7th will be the 1,000th, can't even say it, episode. So, okay, we're nearly at 30 minutes. So yeah, I think we can bring this one to a close now. Unless there's anyone has any burning questions. Any burning questions to ask me before I sign off? This, just so you know, this was meant to be a members live stream, like I said before, but it doesn't change anything. It's going to be an everybody live stream, the first Monday in July. I'm not going to put anything back or anything like that. It's just going to go back to normal. The only reason I wanted to say this to everybody this week was because of the Radio Derby thing. So, okay, right then. I think it's time for me to sign off. Can't answer that question, Lauren. That's too difficult for me to answer. Right, okay. Time for me to go. Thank you for joining me, people, and tune in to BBC Radio Derby for the breakfast show next Monday, and you'll hear me, the star of the show, for 2 hours. Hopefully, I do a good job. Hopefully, they do a good job. See you later, people. Bye.